other thing as a manager that we do, we create hypes. It's our job to create hypes. Big hypes. If your guy is, starting out, you got to be his hype man. If you don't believe in him and you don't see the dream, you don't see that if this person is going to be top 5 in 2 years, no one else will. And you have to pretend and act like that. So it's very important as a manager to create the hype. You got to create the perception. One example is that we did a long time ago, and I think with AKA, for example, back in the day, about 3 or 4 years ago, when we traveled in economy, AKA would get sort of crowded up by being in economy class. So what we started doing was upgrading him to business class. So the perception was that the promoters were putting him in business class, but it wasn't true. It's something that we did. But it became a norm because promoter thought, okay, if you book an AKA, you got to put him in business class. So we created that perception. A name like Super Mega didn't come out just like that. We created the perception that he's Super Mega, so everyone treats him like that. So it's very important. If you're saying your guy is going to be the hottest, create that perception and create that hype. But most importantly, you have to also tell your artists, don't believe the hype. The hype is for the consumers. The hype is for the audience. When we're together as partners, don't come acting like you a movie star. When we know we're not a movie star, we just told them we're a movie star, but we're not. So it's important as a manager to tell them, don't believe the hype, but you need to create the hype, okay? I'm going to skip through this because I think it's about once, as an established manager, you're going to be building something that's probably not normal in Africa. Just recently, actually, it's become sort of an established career, kind of an established industry. But before, when we started 4 or 5 years ago, when you try to get a loan from a bank saying that you are small record label, you're trying to get a loan, you're a small management company, they'll be like, what are your collaterals? What are your assets? And those were not normal, but we had to build them. We're still struggling there. We're still a small agency, but that's something you need to know. In Africa, when you're building something that's new and different, you're actually building the infrastructure as you go along. You're actually paying rent as you go. All right. Cool. That's all. I have some closing discussion for later on. Just look through that, but I'm also now going to just let Nota take over and highlight a few things.